In this video, 3 such horror stories have been told, which, after watching, you will not be able to sleep peacefully at night. If you are new to our channel, then before starting the video, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. My family has never been big on traveling, but for my grandmother's 80th birthday, we went all out. We booked an old British-era cottage near Shimla. There were 15 of us in total. The cottage was split into 2 parts, the main house and an old servant's quarter, a little further down the path. My 2 brothers and I were assigned to the servant's quarter. The moment we stepped inside that first night, the air just felt heavy. There were these strange marks on the walls, and the lights kept flickering in this rhythmic, annoying way. At 3:15 a.m., a massive thud hit the main door. It sounded like someone had thrown their entire body weight against it. We all bolted upright, hearts pounding. I peeked outside, but the porch was completely empty. A moment later, it happened again. Boom! The impact was so hard the entire roof rattled. I woke my older brother, and we finally gathered the courage to open the door. It was snowing outside and everything was silent. But here's the thing. There were absolutely no footprints in the snow. Suddenly, we heard a faint whistling sound coming from right behind us. We spun around and saw a man sitting on the roof of the quarter. He was wearing this heavy, old-fashioned coat. He looked down at us and jumped. But when he hit the ground, nothing. No sound. He just vanished into thin air. We didn't wait around to see if he'd come back. We ran straight for the main cottage. When we told the owner the next morning, his face went completely pale. He explained that 50 years ago, a watchman lived there who ended up freezing to death right outside that very door. Apparently, he still comes back to check on every new guest. As we were packing our bags to leave, I noticed something on my suitcase. A handprint made of dried mud. It was the exact same mark the watchman would have made when he sat on that roof. We left and never looked back. But even now, sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I can still hear that faint whistling outside my window. My fiance and I recently moved into this old, beautiful farmhouse just outside the city. Honestly, it felt like a dream come true. There was just one thing though. At the back of the house, there's this massive glass porch. And right beyond that glass, the forest begins. Thick, dark, and dense. We didn't really have any neighbors, except for an old, boarded-up workshop nearby that looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. On our very first night, we were sitting out on the porch, just decompressing with some coffee. It was pitch black out there. Suddenly, my fiancée just stopped. She froze and stared into the trees. Right on the edge of the woods, a man was standing there. He wasn't moving a muscle. He was just holding an old flashlight, pointing the beam directly at us. At first, we figured it was just a local, maybe curious about the new neighbors. I gave him a little wave, but nothing. No reaction. For 20 minutes, he stayed exactly like that, perfectly still, like a statue. Eventually, it just got too uncomfortable, so we headed inside. The next few nights were even weirder. Every time we tried to sleep, we'd hear this faint, unsettling sound, like fingers slowly sliding against the glass. Then, one night, around 1:45 a.m., I woke up and noticed the porch door was halfway open. Now, I know for a fact I'd locked it. It was raining, and when I looked out, no one was there. But right in the middle of the porch floor, there was a single old, mud-caked shoe. just one. We called the police, and they told us it was probably just a homeless person passing through, but they didn't really investigate. 2 days later, we installed security cameras. That night, we checked the live feed and saw a man in a black raincoat. He walked onto our porch, looked straight into the lens, and slowly, he smiled. Then, he took a knife and cut the doorbell wiring. The most terrifying part: when the police finally saw the footage, they told us that the boarded-up workshop used to belong to a carpenter who vanished 10 years ago. The man in the video? He looked exactly like him. To this day, he still circles our house. Every morning, we find something new on the porch. Sometimes a broken toy, sometimes an old photo of us that was stolen from inside our own home. We've decided to sell the place, but so far, no one is willing to buy it. Look, I know how this sounds. I'm not saying I'm crazy, but what's been happening to me lately, it's beyond anything science can explain. 3 months ago, I started a new job and moved into a cheap little apartment. Everything was fine until people started saying things to me. Things that only my late brother used to say. My brother Arian died in an accident 2 years ago. He had this one signature phrase he'd use whenever things got tough. He'd look at me and say, "The night is still young, my friend." One day, I was in the elevator when an unfamiliar woman got on. She stared at me the entire time. Right before the doors opened at her floor, she looked me dead in the eye and whispered, "The night is still young, my friend." Then she just walked out. It sent chills straight down my spine. After that, it became a pattern. The delivery guy at the office, a beggar on the street, even my boss, all completely different people. But they all had that same eerie, calm look in their eyes. They would approach me and repeat Arian's exact words. One stranger even leaned in and whispered a secret into my ear that only Arian and I had shared as kids. I thought I was being stalked, so I hid a camera in my room. One night, while I was asleep, I got a video from an unknown number. The footage showed me sleeping, and right next to my bed, there was a man with a blurred face. He was looking at the camera, softly humming the exact song Arian used to sing to me on my birthday. I fled back to my parents' house, thinking I'd be safe, but it followed me there too. My own mother looked at me and said, "You look tired. You should rest. The night is still young." I don't know if this is some sick group of people torturing me, or if my brother has somehow come back. But every time a stranger looks at me and smiles, I feel like I can't breathe.